Hey you! If you're enjoying Skyline REM and want to help make it happen, you can apply to join our backstage team in the description of this video. If you don't have the time or means, don't sweat it. Subscribe, leave a like, and enjoy the video instead. Oh man, lesson was so hard. I liked atomic alchemy a lot more when I was just guessing the right answer. How the heck am I gonna memorize all these aspects by next week? You know, Magic Book, when I came into this world, I didn't think I'd have homework to worry about, too. I'm just gonna have to review this material somehow. And I can't go back to the room at the inn. Alice is totally gonna flip when she sees that I'm not working or making money. Maybe I could try the library? It seems like a nice place to study, right?
Hey, you! You're that fixer, aren't you? Lucky for you, I've got a problem that needs fixing.
Huh?
Just fake it. I only know how to pull myself apart. I never thought I'd go this far, but I hope the spark is over now. Run away, out of time. Find a place where I can never hide. I let it run, change, or even try. Let it burn, I'll never be coming back. 'Cause I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. I'm hoping somebody will say losing my mind. Cause I'm losing my mind.
You stare at the young woman in shock as she stands before you confidently, her hands on her hips. Her light blonde hair waves in the wind, and she wears a cunning grin across her face, obviously quite sure of herself and her demand. Who the heck are you? Eh? She instantly blinks in confusion. What do you mean, who am I? Look, lady, I don't know who you are. You continue. And I've never met someone who just casually walks up to people demanding help. Why would I help you if I have no idea who you are? Wait, isn't that your entire thing? She exclaims, reaching into her back pocket to pull out a crumpled newspaper. You're the fixer, aren't you? The silver-eyed dread that supposedly helps people? I mean... Yes? So what's the problem here? You help people, and I'm a person who needs help. I don't usually work for free, though. I'm gonna pay you, you loon! She snaps, stomping her foot. No, will you stop being difficult and help me out or not? Oh, why didn't you start with that? Oh my god. She massages the bridge of her nose in utter irritation. You know, when they wrote about you in the paper, I was expecting a little more professionalism, especially considering who the job is coming from. She motions to herself. You seriously don't know who I am? Yeah, not a clue. Ha! She smirks, putting a hand on her chest and winking at you. I am none other than Beatrix Simmons, of the Noble Simmons family. There's a moment of silence as she stares at you expectantly. So, is your family important or something? You've got to be kidding me! She instantly snaps at you. You don't even know that much! Some help you're supposed to be. She tosses her hair over her shoulder. I'll have you know that my family is very important. And rich. Wait, did you say rich? Immediately your eyes go as wide as saucers. Did you hear her right? She's rich and she wants to pay you? Oh, today's gonna be your lucky day. That caught your attention, didn't it? She hums. So then, fixer, are you going to help me or not? You can't pass up an opportunity like this. Otherwise, Ellis might actually find a way to permanently kill you. Heck yeah! Sign me up! Perfect. I knew you had a brain in that dread skull of yours. So, what exactly did you need my help with? That's the complicated part. She immediately turns sheepish, poking her fingers together playfully. A while back, let's just say I was in a little bit of trouble, which led to me owing certain people some favors. She rests her hands behind her head. And now those favors are really starting to catch up to me, so that's where you come in. You're going to help me finish off those tasks, she points at you. It's a win-win. I'll get out of doing all that work by myself, and you'll get plenty of coins in exchange. So, what do you say? You consider the deal. While you're not huge on the idea of doing someone else's favors for them, you still can't ignore the fact that she may just pay you generously for your help. What was it that Ellis said? Look out for number one. No matter what the job is, if the right amount of coins is on the table, you should— I'm so in! Silver coins, here I come! I knew that you were a reasonable guy. So, where's this favor of yours? Actually, it's in there. She points back towards the bank. Follow me. I'll get you acquainted with the first thorn in my side, Yeah, I guess, sure. Heck yeah! Payday! Thanks for the 50 bits, Cam. It really is payday. Alright. Where do we go from here? This place is huge. I haven't even been in this yet. You watch as Beatrix casually waltzes through the bank's lobby, hopping up the stairs and humming. You notice the employees behind the desk glancing in her direction nervously. You hesitate. Well, aren't you coming? She glances back at you. This favor is legal, right? You're funny, she teases. Yeah, are we even allowed up there? Duh, she rolls her eyes. Don't be so paranoid. You're with me, so it's fine. They won't do anything. She motions to the steps dramatically, waiting for you to start climbing. Come on, fixer. You could just call me Rex. Oh, first name basis already? She tilts her head, laughing. At least buy me a drink first. No, not like that, no. I'm joking, she states. You're fun to mess with, Rex. Now, follow me. Right. Okay. Are we allowed to be back here? I guess? We're sneaking now. Okay. What did I get myself into? We are sneaking. Huh? What's this? You and Beatrix pause at one of the many doors. She puts her finger to her lips mischievously, motioning for you to remain silent as you listen in on the conversation happening inside. You raise an eyebrow, but comply, placing your ear against the door alongside her. I see you filled out all the correct paperwork. In that case, I'll need you to sign this agreement here. Did you bring your official seal with you? Yes, sir. It's right here. Perfect. In that case, if you have the base sum necessary, I think we can go ahead and get started on the creation of your account. What are we doing exactly? I was checking to see if he was alone, but it looks like he's busy. Beatrix sighs, crossing her arms. So, does that mean we come back later? Or, should we wait? Wait? Me? As if. Without another word, Beatrix throws open the door and walks inside. Deacon! Ah, what are you doing? You awkwardly glance into the room with wide eyes, your stance the epitome of a deer in headlights. A young man with dark hair in a red suit stands behind the crowded desk, and in the seat closest to the door would be another far older man wearing a vest and dress shirt. They both look at you in surprise and dismay, although Beatrix steals their attention in a matter of moments. We gotta talk. Wrap it up in here, will ya? What, he's literally in the middle of something. You can't just hold him, wrap it up! Ugh, what a headache. The man in the red suit mutters to himself, resting his head in his hand. He turns to the older man on the other side of the desk. My apologies, Mr. Gonzalez. I'm afraid we'll have to create your account another time. What? The older man furrows his brow. Why? We were almost done, weren't we? And unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, we'll have to postpone. You're free to reschedule your appointment downstairs at the front desk. You'll be compensated for your time, I promise. The man seems absolutely flabbergasted as the one in the suit motions for him to stand and leave. He turns to you and Beatrix in pure frustration and anger, glaring at you as he unwillingly leaves the office. I'm so sorry, man. He doesn't respond. You glance back towards Beatrix and the man in the red suit, who rests his face in his hands. Why do you always feel the need to interrupt me at the most inconvenient times, Trixie? He asks, although his voice is muffled behind his hands. Come on, I'm just having a little fun, Deacon. She rolls her eyes, seating herself in the now empty chair on the other side of the desk. Besides, I had something important to say. More important than whatever you were doing before. And that would be? The man Deacon asks. I'm glad you asked. Beatrix points at him with a smirk on her face. I'm here to finish up the favor I owe you. Now I know you're joking. I'm not! I'm seriously gonna do it this time! Mm-hmm. Deacon massages his temples, unconvinced. His gaze flicks up towards you. What was that? And you must have read about him in the papers, Beatrix grins. He's that guy! The fixer! The one who fixes everyone else's problems for them? And he's here because... Well, when I say I'm gonna finish up that favor, I really mean he's gonna do it for me. She beams. That ruins the point of the favor. I mean, she's paying me to do it, so... Really? Shocking. Be nice, Beatrix frowns. I'm trying here. I took effort to find him, you know. That's gotta count for something. Deacon frowns. Well, considering you owed me this favor for the past 6 months, I'm honestly surprised you even remembered. And if your friend over there is really getting paid to help, I don't know if friends is the right word, then fine, I'll allow it. What's up? The name's, Rex. Who are you exactly? My name's Deacon Abbott. I'm the manager of the Erwin City Bank. You immediately glow pale, glancing at Beatrix. But you owe a favor to the manager of the bank! Could you relax? Beatrix states, putting her hands behind her head. It's not a big deal. He just helped me out a while back. How did you just get the bank manager to casually help you out? By being the daughter of his boss? Duh. Deacon narrows his eyes at Beatrix. You didn't tell him. I told him I was rich. That's all that matters when you're gonna pay someone, right? Most people like knowing who they're working for. Deacon rolls his eyes. This level of irresponsibility is exactly why you owe favors in the first place. Lighten up! You sound like my dad. Ew! Boring! So Simmons is the family name of the ones who own the bank. Well, simply put, yes. Deacon nods. Sorry that you had to get wrapped up in all of this, Rex. It's fine. Just a lot to take in. In that case, why don't we get right down to business? Deacon leans forward. I wasn't expecting you to stop by, so I didn't take the time to plan anything. What should I have you do? He brings a hand to his chin, looking around his office. Eventually, his gaze lands on a couple of drawers to his right. He walks over to the drawer and opens it, revealing a number of stacked letters. Ah, perfect. What's that? It's my mail for the week. He motions to the drawer. Every week I have to sort through my own mail and weed out the garbage from the actual important documents. It's the most tedious part of my week, and it takes a deceptively long time. He points to you and Beatrix. So, instead, I'm going to have you two do that for me. How will we know if it's important or not? If it's regarding vault security, account management, or loan requests, then it's something I have to go through myself, he states. But if it's a complaint, an advertisement, or it's from a woman named Rachel Tyler, You can go ahead and put it in that cabinet right there. Deacon points down at a garbage can to the left of his desk. That's the trash. Exactly. He nods before walking towards the door. You two should get to work. There's a lot of letters to go through. Where do you think you're going? Beatrix asks him. I'm going to get a coffee. He grins. Good luck. Without another word, Deacon leaves the room. Beatrix huffs. Ew, he really wanted me to do manual labor? It's a good thing I brought you then, Rex. You can have fun with all that organizing stuff, she states, reaching over to grab a newspaper from Deacon's desk. I mean, how bad could this be, right? Okay. Books. Just gotta sort out books. Gotta sit and there we go. Sort out oh, there's a lot of them. Okay. Well, let's just get into it. Alright, this can't be that bad. We have to go through letters. Are you guys excited to go letter reading with your good pal Rex? Because that's what we're doing. We're reading letters. Alright. Forwarded to the mailbox of Deacon Abbott. Hello, sir. Recently, I received a letter in my own mailbox regarding an update in the Erewhon Bank security. While I find myself curious on the facets of security improvements, I'd like to extend my concerns regarding my account. Could you please inform me of the bank's protocols regarding our account security once these... something? Thank you, Sir Bradley. Alright, this seems important. What about this one? To Deacon Abbott. Dearest Deacon, this is the third time this month that you've blatantly ignored my letters. I know that you've been receiving them. I've delivered them by hand to the front desk, so there shouldn't be any confusion on who they're for. Please respond when you see this. I just want to talk. Always yours, Rachel Tyler. And that one goes in the trash. Right there. Alright, what about this one? Deacon Abbott, I hope this letter finds you in good health. I shall require an urgent meeting with you quite soon regarding some changes to my account. I have several transfers I need to make, and I could use some financial advisement on the account's management. Additionally, I'd like to discuss the current interest rate on my savings. Thank you for your time. Elias Carnell. That sounds important. Okay. There we go. So far, so good. What about here? Got a couple more. This one. Stressed after a long day of work? No problem. Visit the Erewhon City Tavern to cool off. Find us at our location in the square of Astra Centrum. Hope to see you there. Wow, tavern advertisements. That one's gone. Forwarded to the mailbox of Deacon Abbott. Dear sir, I'd like to file an official complaint against the staff of your bank. Not only are they entirely unreasonable and unhelpful, but they are also rude and disrespectful. When I demanded service after having to wait 7 minutes, they blatantly ignored me. Is this really the kind of behavior you want to endorse? Fix this or I will be telling all my friends to keep their money to themselves. That sounds like a... Yeah, actually, I hate them too. Let's see. Letter 6. Letter 7. Letter 8. What about this one? Coupon, 20% off with your first purchase with this coupon. Valid until August 10th. Buy one, get one free. Your choice of wand or staff at Aurora Alley. Valid until August 10th. That sounds cool. I'm gonna pocket that one for later. I'm gonna hold on to that one. Forwarded to the mailbox of Deacon Abbott. If any hunters come in asking for access to my account, they do not have authorization from me. Do not let them access my account. Remove all linked names from my account and just keep my own. Thanks. Zade Elsher. Yeesh. That sounds pretty rough. Hunters, huh? And the last one. To manager of Erewhon Bank. There's less money in my account than when I last checked last week. Your bank is stealing my income and my earnings. The courts of Erewhon will hear about this. And trash. Cool. Think I got them all. Sweet, that was totally easy. You close the book happily, grinning at your progress. You look over the neat stack of letters on Deacon's table, and then the several others that you filed away into the trash bin. Alright, that was easier than I thought, you beam. I've got a knack for this, huh? Beatrix glances over at you. Rex? Favor complete? What's up? You realize that was only the first drawer, right? What? Beatrix walks over to the desk, opening another drawer to your right. The moment that drawer opens, dozens upon dozens of letters fly out, finally free from the overflowing mess within. You stare at the sheer quantity of letters before you, speechless. Rex? You okay? Beatrix asks. This is gonna be a long day. I can feel it. Oh. You groan, leaning your head back as you toss the last letter into the garbage can. Oh, finally! You announce. That should be all the letters. How the heck does Deacon do that every week? Oh, are you done? Beatrix glances up at you from the other side of the desk. About time. It took like 2 hours. What, 2 hours? Oh, man! You rest your head on the desk, exhausted. Beatrix flips the page of her newspaper. Yeah, it was kind of boring to just sit here the entire time. Random question. Did it hurt when you fell from the sky? Your head shoots up in confusion. Are you hitting on me? No, you loon! She barks, turning the newspaper around so that you can read it. The paper said you're one of those people who fell from the sky. I'm just curious, that's all. Oh. I mean, not really? It's kind of complicated. She frowns at your answer before just shrugging. Alright then, keep your secrets. She looks back at the newspaper casually, flipping the page again. You sit up in Deacon's chair, tilting your head at her. So, your family owns the bank, right? You ask. Obviously, she states, glancing at you. You think we'd be in here if they didn't? But if you're that rich and well off, then how'd you end up owing a favor to a guy working under you? You frown. She pauses, going pale. It's kind of complicated. Keep your secrets, Beatrix. I see what you did there. She glances back at you with a deadpan expression. Touché. You chuckle a bit before Beatrix continues. But don't call me Beatrix. You can just call me Trixie. Alright, Trixie it is. You both sit there in silence for a moment, before Deacon enters the office once more, with a coffee cup in his hand. He looks between the two of you, and then the pile of letters in his trash bin. Oh, you actually managed to finish, huh? Color me impressed. How did it take you 2 hours to get a coffee? I knew that you'd be at it for a while, so I decided to take my time. He shrugs. Grabbed some lunch while I was out, too. Did you bring me any? Trixie glances up. I'm totally starving. If you want food so badly, then get it yourself. He scoffs, motioning for you to get out of his chair as he walks around the desk. You comply, standing up quickly and walking over to the other side of the room to stand with Trixie. So, is that it? On my end? Deacon raises an eyebrow. Sure is. It was just the one favor, right, Trixie? Yep, and don't you feel so much better now that it's over with? I feel like you cheated and didn't take responsibility for yourself, he answers honestly. But I suppose this was the best I was going to get. Well, it was nice meeting you then. He nods, narrowing his eyes at you and Trixie. Right. Nice meeting you too. Alright, time to go. Come on, Rex. Trixie grabs your hand, pulling you out of the office. Okay! That's that, I guess. Cool. Task complete. Only took like 2 hours. But it's done. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Ava. Oh, look at that sky. Yes. You stretch your arms across your chest, grinning. Oh, fresh air, how I've missed you. You wouldn't believe how stuffy it got after that third drawer. Considering that I was in the same room as you, I have some ideas, Trixie states. But hey, at least it's over now. Consider your favor fulfilled. You place your hands on your hips triumphantly. So, how much are you paying me again? Paying you? Now? You blink. Yeah. You said you needed me to complete your favor? Jean takes a breath awkwardly. I said favors. Plural, not one favor. Oh, right. You did say that. Yeah. There's a brief pause. So, are you ready to go and find the second one? Well, ready as I'll ever be. Hopefully it's not as tedious. The next person I want to find is going to be my good friend Neris, Trixie states. My scheduling is right. She should be getting out of classes soon. Oh, we can try to catch her at the university. What, there's a university? Of course there is. She frowns. You really are weird. She begins to walk down the steps of the bank. Come on, Rex. If you haven't seen the university yet, then I want to be the first to see your mind get blown. Okay. Alright. A university. A university? Whoa. I mean, I've been to school before. I wonder what school looks like in this world. I have no frame of reference. I can't even try to make a prediction. I have no idea. I think of the hydrate. I love the canals of this city. Hey guys. I totally love the canals too. They're beautiful. You're right. This whole city is kind of... It's like Venetian. Almost. Oh, check out that waterfall. Hey, we're vaguely near the end of the city that Aurora Alley's on. Just vaguely, though. Huh. Oh, yeah, there it is. Aurora Alley's right over there. Well, I've never been this way, though. Whoa. Whoa. What? Holy crap. This place is freaking huge. Is that the university? What the heck? It is ginormous! I was right to not have a frame of reference. What the heck? That's like bigger than some skyscrapers I've seen. Huh. Wow. How big is this city? It keeps doubling in size over and over and over and over. How many floors are in there, I wonder? Wow! That's so tall! There's a lot of people, too. Dang. These are all students? Holy crap! School is awesome! You look around as dozens upon dozens of students begin to funnel out of the university, chatting amongst themselves and carrying books under their arms. Your eyes glitter with awe. I've never seen so many unique people in one place. Some have horns like you, and others have animal features like ears or tails. Some carry magic tomes and potions, while others have the usual folders of homework. She's gotta be around here somewhere, Trixie mutters. Sorry, what? Who are you looking for? A friend of mine, Trixie states, shrugging. She usually gets out of classes by now, so I'm sure she's... Oh, over there! Trixie rushes into the crowd, her sights locked on a young girl with chestnut brown hair and a loose ponytail. Neris! Oh, the wait up! You rush after Trixie, maneuvering your way through the crowd, just as Trixie throws herself onto the other girl, who shrieks in surprise. Ah! Trixie! She protests. What are you doing here? Here to see you, obviously. Long time no see, she beams. You join the two girls, awkwardly, watching them in silence. Trixie turns to you. Rex, this is Neris. Neris, Rex. Hey! I've heard about you. Neris nods. You were just in the paper the other day, right? Yeah, that's me. You chuckle, putting your hands on your hips. Erwin's a resident fixer. Apparently. What are you doing with Trixie, though? She tilts her head. Long story. He's doing a little job for me, and that's exactly why I came to find you, Trixie states, stepping back to stand at your side. Do you remember that favor I owe you? You mean the one I've been asking you about for over a year? The timing doesn't matter! Trixie quickly waves her arms up in front of her. You remember, right? Mm-hmm. Neris nods. Well, we're here to complete it, Trixie states, nudging you in the arm. I hired Rex to help me finish up all the favors I owe to people. Are you sure you have the time for that? Neris turns to you, concerned. I mean, I thought so. How many are we talking? The number doesn't matter either. Trixie laughs nervously, brushing you off as you shoot a confused glance in her direction. All that matters is paying off my debt to you. So, is there anything you need us to do? Neris frowns, bringing a hand to her chest. Actually, you couldn't have picked a better day, Neris admits. Had plans later that I wasn't necessarily looking forward to. Oh? What's up? I have a date with Vincent, she states simply, rubbing the back of her head. What, Vincent? Trixie exclaims. I thought you said he wasn't your type. He isn't, Neris frowns, but he kept asking me, and I didn't want to say no and upset him. Really, I just wanted him to leave me alone. So, you said yes to a guy you didn't actually want to go out with? Yeah. I told you to put your foot down, Trixie sighs. If you really want to go out with someone, then don't go out with them. No is the easiest word ever. It's just 2 letters. N-O. No. See? Easy for you, maybe, Neris frowns. Some of us have a harder time refusing people, you know. So, what do you want us to do? Just go on the date for me? Trixie glances up at you with a raised eyebrow. But no! Worth a shot. Trixie shrugs her shoulders before sighing. Fine, we'll go on your date, Neris. What do you want us to tell him? I don't know, she frowns. Just tell him I don't feel well or something. Can't you just tell him the truth yourself? Well, that's way too hard, she shakes her head. I don't want to upset him. I can't do it. I mean, I feel like you're already going to for flaking out, Trixie mutters, but it's none of my business. Thanks, Trixie. I guess you really can come through when I need you. Well, what's that supposed to mean? I always come through for people. Well, not you too! She shoots a glare back at you. You don't even know me! It's only been 2 hours and I feel like I know enough. Thanks again, you guys. Neris sighs in relief. It's just a huge weight off my shoulders. I think I'm gonna just head home and study for now. Where are we supposed to meet him, exactly? Trixie asks, putting her hands on her hips. Oh, right. We were supposed to meet up at the greenhouse up on the hill. He's probably already waiting for me there. Alright then, might as well go say hello. Trixie shrugs. Let's go, Rex. Sure, I guess. A greenhouse on a hill. There's a greenhouse? Where's that at? I mean, sounds cool. Such a pretty area. Look at the trees. And the bushes. Do they have people come through here and like trim these bushes like daily? They look perfect. Yes? Oh, okay. Okay. Is that a trail into the mountains? That looks cool. Whoa, is that the greenhouse? It's enormous! Is everything in this area huge? Alright. I guess I should have expected that. Alright, Vincent. I wonder who this guy is.
You're not Neris. I know who you are. You're the fixer that everyone is talking about, aren't you?
Yeah? So what?
What the hell are you doing here, huh?
You stare at the blonde-haired young man in confusion as he glares at you. He rolls his eyes at your lack of response before leveling his gaze on Trixie. What is the fixer doing here? He barks. I was supposed to meet with Neris, not you two. Hello to you too, Vincent. Trixie laughs sheepishly, rubbing the back of her neck. About that. Trixie shrugs awkwardly before stuttering at a half-hearted excuse. Something came up and she wasn't feeling well, so I just came here instead. That's not how dates work, he glowers, tossing his bangs out of his eyes. I wanted to spend my evening with Neris, not the Simmons girl. Vincent glares back at you. And even if that were true, then why is he here? I'm, friend of a friend? Something like that, Trixie waves dismissively. He's a friend of mine, and when I asked him to come along with me, so we could all three hang out, like, a friend date. He scoffs, bringing his hand to his temple. A friend date. Unbelievable. This is just humiliating. It could be worse. It could be stuck here alone, and do not... The young man holds up a finger at you. He stares at you both for a while with narrowed eyes before sighing, his shoulders slumping as he gently shakes his head. His messy golden hair drifts across his features as he looks to the side. Well, I guess there's no point in waiting anymore. She's not coming. Well, did you have any plans for your date with Neris? Vincent puffs his chest out, once again tossing his messy bangs out of his eyes. Well, I was going to take her on a romantic walk through the Lavender Gardens before our reservations for dinner at a nice restaurant. But now I fail to see the point in doing any of that. I mean, if you want, we could still do that. Trixie crosses her arms. You know, as friends. Hey, yeah, that could be fun. He stares at you and Trixie for a moment before uttering a muted ha in disbelief. This is ridiculous. I don't need your pity. It's not really pity, Trixie mutters under her breath. Then I don't need your charity either. His brow furrows. That's not charity. I'm sorry, man. You shrug your shoulders. I get it, you know? Yeah, it sucks when people reject you. It's safe to say that Neris wasn't really interested in going out with you. I got that, idiot. He grits his teeth. Do you think I asked for your advice? Spare me. He pinches the bridge of his nose, sighing heavily before turning back to you and Trixie. Tell me, why is the Simmons girl spending time with the likes of him? He's helping me with a couple of errands, Trixie states. Actually, he's helping me pay off a couple of favors. Favors? He raises an eyebrow, realization sparkling in his eyes. So you're just here for a favor? Trixie realizes what she said and immediately bites her lip. Yes. Wow. Vincent blinks at you both. So she could have come here today. She just chose not to. Alright, you know what? Whatever. Whatever? I don't need you two coming in here in her stead to try and make me feel better. He waves his hand at you dismissively. So just leave. You and Trixie glance at one another. Trixie's the first to speak, grinning. If you say so. That was easier than I thought. Come on, Rex. Wait, just like that? Seriously? You pause as Trixie begins to leave. You watch as the young man, Vincent, walks to the right, proceeding further into the greenhouse. Seems to have no intention in continuing to talk to you or Trixie. Even so, you can't help but feel bad. You go on ahead, Trixie. I'll catch up. Catch up? She raises an eyebrow. She follows your gaze as you watch Vincent vanish from sight. She sighs. All right then, do what you want to do. I'll just go ahead and wait outside. Trixie tosses her hair over her shoulder, strolling out of the greenhouse and leaving you alone. Okay, this place is really pretty. Okay, where is he? Oh, there he is. Random guy. Hey. You approach the young man cautiously as he mutters to himself within the greenhouse. He brings his hand to his temple, looking down and shaking his head. Of course, he was the one who saw all of that. Hey, you okay? Huh. He quickly glances back at you in surprise, before you notice his countenance falter. He scoffs. Oh, it's you. He turns to you fully. What are you still doing here? I already told you don't need to waste your time. You're free to go. Consider your little favor complete or whatever. It's not about the favor. You seemed mad. I just wanted to see if you were okay. He rolls his eyes. Spare me the heroics. I don't need the fixer of heroin to fix my problems for me. Okay, that's not what this is about, dude. Don't dude me. He crosses his arms, walking over to you. I'm not an idiot. I know what you're trying to do here. This is another case of you trying to help someone else out of the goodness of your heart, huh? He scowls, his eyes flicking up and down to scan over your form. I know your type. You don't even know me. I don't? Funny, he states, putting his hands behind his back. Everyone knows who you are. It doesn't matter if you're in the newspaper or if your name a stranger on the street mentions. Everyone worth their weight in salt knows who you are. He begins to pace around you, causing you to slowly spin to keep your eyes locked on his. The guy who fell from the sky, the silver-eyed dread, the fixer. The name changes, but everyone knows it. I can't take a step without walking on the great fixer's legacy. Always talking about me? Really? I bet that makes you feel pretty special, right? You obviously have a hard time staying quiet. He stops in front of you again, crossing his arms. You think that you can just run around being all nice and helpful and become famous? He jabs his finger into your chest accusatorily. The world doesn't work like that, twerp. Hey, back off, man. I was just trying to help. You slap his hand away. And there's no way that many people are talking about me. You're seriously not this dumb, are you? His brow furrows. How could you not know? Are you really that ignorant? Well... You pause. You consider the people you've met in Arrowin thus far. Ambrosia, the Star Seeker, showed interest in you as soon as you showed up. And there was Penelope, who invited you to the Arcane Circle. And then Ashford and Lily, who put you into the paper as the fixer. There's no way you're that popular. But you have met a lot of important people. How do you know any of that, though? He tosses his hair as he flourishes his cape. Because I'm the Prince of Arrowin. It's sickening that I hear your name more than I hear mine. A prince? Yeah, no, okay, you're not a prince. What? He double takes at you. What the hell do you mean no? How would you know, huh? There's no way a guy like you's a prince. You jab your finger into his chest this time, taking a step forward. Because a prince wouldn't have to try so hard to get a date! His expression darkens. You're crossing a line, Dread. So what if I am? You started it! You're the one acting all big and important, you ramble. You've been lecturing me like you know everything about me. I don't care what you've heard. I'm not that popular. You know nothing. You want to bet? He raises an eyebrow, his voice leveling. Yeah, so what if I do? All right, he states, leaning forward. I know that you just showed up into the city. I know that someone important talked to you on your first day, and ever since then, I bet you thought you were some big hot shot. So you go around fixing everyone's issues and making it look like you've got it under control, but the truth is that you really don't know what you're doing. Isn't that right? It's more than that! But is it right? He raises an eyebrow. You start. I'm not done, though. He continues. I bet you run around helping people because it makes you feel better about yourself. It gives you some kind of purpose. Because who would you be without that constant validation? Your jaw tightens. Oh, yeah? You lean forward next to copy him. Well, you're not exactly a closed book either! I know your type too! You put your hands on your hips. You call me the hot shot, but I bet you think you're a big whiz too or something. You call yourself a prince or whatever, and you go around inviting girls on big fancy dates to make yourself feel cool. But you're really just a jerk. You, and you think you're owed fame and attention because you're important or whatever, but in reality, you're just some stuck-up brat! His face turns red with embarrassment and rage. He grits his teeth and clenches his fist. Is that what you think? Yeah, that's what I think. Before you can react, the young man reaches for the hilt of his sword, which rests on his left hip. He pulls out a rather elegant rapier, pointing the sharp and glittering blade directly at you. You take a step back in surprise. Whoa! What the heck? If you're so confident with your accusations, then why don't you put your money where your mouth is? He tilts his head. I want to see just how useless everyone's fixer really is! You stare at him in shock, before lowering yourself, taking out your own sword. Ha! Gladly! You hold your gaze as you prepare for battle, but before either of you can make the first move, Trixie's voice interrupts the scene. Hey! Both of you, weapons down! Are you crazy? What? Trixie, oh come on! Trixie rushes over and places herself directly in your path. Vincent blinks at her before sighing and putting his weapon away. She glares at you. Why didn't you just follow me out, Rex? Because I was gonna talk, and then he got all cocky, and now we're gonna fight! Oh no, you're not! Not on my watch, she retorts. Put your sword away for unity's sake! But no buts! Sword away! She orders. You're here to help me with my favors, not fight with him, alright? Oh my god. Good timing, Simmons girl. Vincent nods as he dusts off his shoulder. Without your interference, I would have thrown myself into a fight with a commoner. He massages his temple. He really pushed my temper. Yeah, and I would have won too! The others ignore you. Trixie narrows her eyes at Vincent's statement. Yeah, well, you didn't exactly do anything to help the situation, did you? Can you blame me? He raises an eyebrow. I didn't ask for that dread to shove his nose in my private business, and yet here we are. Okay, fine, I get it, Trixie states. Still no reason to fight with the fixer. Whatever, he mutters stubbornly. If we're all done here, then we can just leave. Just take your lapdog with you. Without another word, he passes both you and Trixie, placing his hands in his pockets. However, you swear that when he passes you, he casts you a dirty glare. Hey, I saw that! We're not done, you hear me? Quit your barking, dog, he groans. It hurts my ears. Trixie hesitates. Hey, Vincent, I'm sorry too. About Neris, I mean. Well, Trixie, don't apologize to him. Wasn't your fault. Don't sweat it, he comments. Maybe next time, if you want to just hang out as a friend? Vincent pauses at her statement, before slowly glancing back at her. As a friend. Sure. And with that, he departs. Trixie glances back at you, before nodding to the exit of the greenhouse. All right, Rex, let's go. Would want to fight. Would totally want it. Put him in his place. Stupid jerk. Just trying to be nice. Let's get off calling me the fixer and whatever and whatnot. I'm checking out upstairs because I can. I'm angry. Man, this place is so pretty. I wish I wasn't this angry. To really enjoy this. Are those hanging planters? Oh, that's so cool! Nah, I'm so angry! I could kick a rock! Maybe 2 rocks! And there are leaves out here! Look at this balcony view! Oh, I'm so angry! That's a big tree! Oh, and there's even a plant drip there! Oh, that's so cool! Maybe a third rock at this rate. I could kick a few rocks. Especially one of those rocks is named Vincent. What kind of name is Vincent? Vincent... Poopsint. Yeah, that's right. Got him. Oh no, I need to come up with something better. Your fists remain clenched as Trixie leads you out of the greenhouse. You make the occasional glance backward, your blood practically boiling. Once you're far enough distance from the greenhouse, Trixie turns to you. You know, when you said that you needed another second, I didn't think you were going to try and fight him. He was talking crap! What else am I supposed to do? Walk away? She raises an eyebrow. You open your mouth to speak, but Trixie shushes you. Come on, Rex. Go easy on the guy. He's having a bad day, Trixie states, crossing her arms. But yeah, well, that doesn't mean he can just go around being a jerk! I guess, but you seem to be a sore spot for him, she frowns. Things could have gone a lot smoother if you weren't there to instigate something. So what, now I'm in the wrong? You're both in the wrong, she snaps at you. Now could you stop being a loon? Look on the bright side. The date finished before it even began, and we completed yet another favor. We're pretty good at this, aren't we? This is way less painful than I thought it would be. So does that mean we're done? Yeah, no, she frowns. There's another one I have to do right now, actually. Great. Alright, who do you owe a favor to this time? She puts her hands under her chin innocently. Me. I'm bored. Let's go shopping. What, shopping? Now? Seriously? I'm doing me a favor and treating myself. Is there a problem with that? She asks, tilting her head at you. I guess not. Exactly! She answers, not even letting you finish your thought. Now, come on! If we're lucky, that handbag I saw last week will still be available. Oh, and those shoes! And I just saw a pair of sunglasses on the way to find Neris that I just have to buy. You're definitely rich, alright. Okay, where do we go shopping then? That's beautiful. There's the library. Wonder what that building was, because the bank was over there. Huh. It's a really pretty greenhouse. And that is a huge building. Wonder if I'll ever see the inside of it. The trail goes all the way into the mountains. That's really cool. I wonder where that leads. Look at all these houses. And these trees, they're just beautiful. Oh man. Absolutely breathtaking. Oh, so I just bumped into that guy. Oh yeah, this bridge. That one had a beautiful view. And everyone's still in front of the university, I wonder? Oh yeah, they're still mingling. This place is gorgeous. Look at these trees! Remarkable. And there's a guard there, I guess. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me. Big city. Oh, look at that canal. That is gorgeous. Like, straight up. What about this way? Dang, where do these canals even end? Maybe I should follow one and figure out. Find a small canoe? That would be so cool! I don't know how to paddle a canoe! Nice fountain. You walk into the bustling square, glancing around all of the various shops and boutiques. A wonderful and delicious aroma hovers in the air, and you immediately feel your stomach growl at the scent. Trixie looks around the area, stretching her arms over her head. Ah! It's exactly what the doctor ordered! You know, they always say that the healthiest form of self-love is putting aside some hours of the day to have a little me time. I heard that from a fortune teller at the car paradox. I don't even think I have the money to stand here. Yeah, probably not. Trixie glances back at you, looking you up and down. But that's okay, you can just be my little pack mule. She walks forward confidently. Having an extra set of hands is always nice when you go on a shopping spree. How else are you supposed to carry everything, huh? I mean, there is such a thing as knowing your limits. Spare me. You sound just like my dad when you say things like that. She rolls her eyes. He's always talking about how I have to limit my spending and only get what I really need. Well, I need everything, obviously. Obviously. Oh, like that! Look at that fabric! Ah, you have to get it! Wait, right here, okay? She rushes into one of the boutiques in the square, leaving you all alone outside. Okay! They'll just be here, I guess. And she's gone. I mean, I'm sure I can get away with looking around a little bit. And then come back here in a sec. That another fountain? Oh, look at that. So pretty. Is that... Oh! You know, I never went up this slope. I remember looking this way, but I never actually went up here. Wait, that's crazy. This is Aurora Alley. It's right here? Dang, I just pretty much today, so far I've gone in a giant circle. As I went for my magic class up there, down that street, down that way, to there, to now to here. Wait, that's so cool. Huge city. It didn't even click that these were connected. I never thought to go this way. Hey, that's so awesome. It's beautiful. Looks like there are a bunch of buildings over that way. Look at those mountains. Is that a bridge? With waterfalls? Oh my gosh. I wish it would render. It's rendering. We're deviating. What the heck? Check that out! What? It's a lake! That is cool. That is so cool. That is cool. It is all cool. It is just a whole actual city. Why do I still feel like I haven't seen everything? How much bigger does this place get? It feels like every week I find another part that I've never seen before. Sometimes just by getting lost. But still! Climb the big tree? I would break all of my limbs. I will fall out and I will break both knees. Both of them simultaneously. That is a huge tree. It's just like the ones in the forest. Wow. Drink the fountain water. Do I want to run that risk? I don't know if I can get away with it. Jump in the fountain. Now that one's just a bad idea. You're too poor to drink from that fountain? I think I'm too poor to even be standing in this area of the city. It is gorgeous. She's still back at... She's not back. She's still shopping. How do you shop this long? Oh, what's this view? Whoa, check out that view! Thanks for the hydrate. Use the hydrate and drink the fountain. That's enormous. I cannot get over this building. I'm just staring at it. That's all I think you do. I feel like I need to start paying like a premium subscription to look at this building. Gorgeous. Take a picture. Oh, I wish I had a camera. Are there even cameras in this world? I want one. I want a camera now. That thing's the size of our alley. But yeah, I think you're right. You might be able to fit the mage tower in it. It is enormous. Holy. This whole city is enormous. I don't know what else to check out. That is so tempting to dive into that canal, though. And I know it's a bad idea. But it's so tempting. Check around town and see if you can find a canoe. They think they have the like canoe rental services. I think I saw one over in the lake. In that district over there. What was it called again? I can't remember off the top of my head. Free stuff. Maybe we'll take a seat and just wait for a bit. Alrighty. Do a barrel roll? I understand the reference. Can we even afford to rent a canoe? We don't have any money! Ellis manages all of our finances and we have nothing. We are so poor. The skies are so clear. You know, where I live, I cannot look up and just see, like, straight sky. There's always some kind of building nearby. But even here, and it's a huge, bustling city, there's still, like, areas where I can just look up and there it is. There's barely any clouds. And it's big, and it's blue, and looking at the sun for too long kind of hurts my eyes. Ow. How many meals do I eat a day? I only get breakfast. Depending on the job, I skip lunch, and then we get dinner. Now, I normally get it with Alice, because she gets angry when I get food without her. Sell your No! That's a priceless object! I guess she had a delivery to make. And she immediately ran off again. Excellent. Well, these are huge bags. How much is she? Is she buying stores? Is she buying whole stores? Well, this is good. This means we might make a payday here. Because she is loading us up right now. Sell an organ, kidneys, sell the shopping bags. Your kidney should be worth a few apples. Buy a better sword. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I like this one. It's held up really well so far. And this is the one that Lorelei gave me. Is it Lorelei? No, it wasn't Lorelei's. There's someone on the pirate crew. Whose sword was this originally? It wasn't Aisha's. It was someone else's. I can't... It might have been Lorelai's sword. I don't remember whose sword she took and gave to me. Whatever. I guess it's a mystery on whose sword this originally was. I remember who's who. I just don't remember who the sword belonged to. I know Aisha gave it to me, but it belonged to someone else before. Oh, it's not important, I guess. Man, I just need a stretch.
Hey!
Oh, what? Hey, what? What? Yo, what's good?
Wait, why are you here?
Why are you here?
Under business. I had to come and secure... It's a long story. Funding, not fun stuff.
You glance around the shopping area before locking eyes with one another, giving each other a sincere smile and wave. Hey, Lily! Rex beams. It's been a while, huh?
If by a while you mean a couple of days.
Miley chuckles in response.
It was this.
Lydia narrows her eyes at Rex.
Oh, Lydia. This is Rex. Rex, Lydia. She's a part of the Hunters Association.
Does that mean you got in? That's awesome! I mean, I didn't really doubt that you would after that hawk guy gave his entire speech. You don't seem nearly as happy about it as I do.
It's a long story. I am happy, just kind of stressed right now.
Was something wrong? I could try to help. I mean, I'm not doing much other than just standing here. Then again, I am kind of in the middle of a job, too.
It's fine. I don't really see how you'd be able to help with this one. Don't you think we should be focusing on the task at hand?
Lydia frowns at Lily.
I know, I know. She's probably around here somewhere. And again, Zade didn't really give us much to work with.
She? Zade? What's going on?
None of your concern. Official hunting business stuff.
Lily glances towards Lydia before shaking her head.
We're doing a job for a nobleman named Zade. He asked us to find a different noble named Beatrix Simmons. Apparently, we have the chance to find her around here shopping.
Wait, you're looking for Trixie?
Trixie?
Lily furrows her brow.
Hang on, how do you know her?
Well, Rex starts to say before a young girl's voice interrupts your discussion. Rex, I'm back! You all glance towards Trixie as she walks out of a smaller boutique, a pair of sunglasses resting on her head and a number of bags in her arms. She quickly shoves the bags in Rex's direction, causing him to fumble at the sudden action. I know I said that I went in there for the nice fabric, but they had the cutest shades on display. And then I saw a couple of other things I wanted, like these boots here and this nice top, and I couldn't say no to this excellence. Don't you think the blue really brings out my eyes? Yeah, I guess.
Excuse me, are you Beatrix Simmons?
Lily asks, stepping forward. Trixie glances at her with narrow eyes. Yeah? What's it to you? She asks with a haughty tone. Hey, don't have to sound so rude. Lily's a friend of mine. Lily, huh? She raises an eyebrow. You sure make friends with weird senses of fashion. Trixie comments, glancing at the mechanical ears.
What a brat.
Excuse me?
Oh, okay! Thank you for your input, Lydia!
Lily shakes her head, turning back to Trixie.
I'm sorry about her. Actually, I came here with an important message for you.
You sure don't look like two messengers to me.
We're not supposed to be. Zade asked us to come and find you. Zade Elsher?
Trixie's expression falters. Zade? You know him, Trixie? I clicked twice. Oh no, put me back in.
Absolutely tragic.
Put me back
JC,
in.
thank you for the follow. Welcome.
Place me in. Thank you. Hold on. I have to
Prepare
click
for round
back.
2 of clicking too much.
Yeah.
Clicks right past it again.
What an absolute tragedy. Okay. You could say that. We practically grew up together after all, she says, turning back to Lily. But we cut ties a long time ago. Why would you want to talk to me now?
He said something about cashing in a favor.
Lily explains. Huh. Well, that's convenient. Wait, actually? Oh, you've got to be kidding! Ugh! I thought they could just be done for today after I went shopping!
It seemed really important.
Lily states, beginning to tap her foot anxiously.
So, we kind of really need you to come with us.
Of course it is. Oh. If he's asking for a favor, then it's bound to be. You know, he's never cashed in a favor. Not once. But he just had to do it today of all days. So, what's the plan? Trixie glances in Rex's direction before rolling her eyes. I guess we will go see what Zade wants. And you're going to help me. You're not off the hook yet, you know. And if I have to suffer through another favor, then so do you if you want to get paid. I figured as much. What do I do with the shopping bags? Carry them for me, she answers simply before turning to Lily. Well, lead the way, I guess.
Right.
Okie dokie.
So you're a personal shopper now?
She's gonna pay me for completing favors that she owes to people.
It looked like you were completing a favor for her.
Yeah, that was one of them.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. But I guess now there's another one tacked on. The Zade guy. You know him?
Barely. More like just met him. And he does not like me.
Oh.
Or anyone really for that matter. I don't know. I only have one interaction with him, and it wasn't really a great one. Most of it was him yelling at me. Not me directly, but I was just there.
Yelling, like, through you, yeah.
Yeah. So...
Yeah, I can relate. Wait, is this it? Here?
Yeah. But
Okay, so I was about to say, this is like a dead-end
place.
road. Yeah, right?
Alright, they said it would be unlocked, so we can just go up into the study.
Oh, okay. Just all the way up? Well, it's okay. We're
Yeah.
going into a rich person's house. All the way into a rich... Wait, aha. You all stand on the other side of Zade's desk, waiting patiently for him to start talking. Lydia awkwardly leans against a nearby wall with her arms crossed, and the two of you stand next to one another, casting each other confused glances. Trixie stands at the front of your brigade, her arms crossed as she stares at Zade with narrow eyes. Zade sits at his desk, combing through documents in frustration. He smooths his hair out of his face, resting his elbows on the desk, exhausted. Trixie breaks the silence, scoffing. Well, you look terrible. Glad to see nothing's changed in the last couple of years. You still don't know how to take care of that mane you call hair. Zade raises an unamused eyebrow at her, straightening himself in his chair.
Our first conversation since adolescence, and that's what you choose to say to me?
And what's up with your study? It's a mess. And it's super dark in here. Rex leans over to whisper to Lily. What's this guy's deal? He looks like an actual vampire.
He's a vampire.
Lily rolls her eyes.
Probably. He's actually supposed to fund the Hunters Association, but things didn't go as planned.
Lydia completes her sentence for her.
Yeah, that.
And now he wants to talk to Trixie because...
Yeah, we'll find out.
Lily frowns, looking back at the scene.
Hopefully we'll get our funding out of it. Hopefully we manage to get him to help with whatever's going on.
Lily corrects her statement. You all glance back at Trixie and Zade as the conversation continues. So, what did you call me here for? Trixie asks. I'm surprised you still even remember all those favors I owed you. You never cashed them in until now.
I didn't need...
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I didn't have a need for them before. But now I do.
Zade leans forward.
You have connections to the Gilded Collected, don't you?
The Gilded Collective. Rex pauses. He recalls Kylan mentioning that group before. He didn't seem too fond of the Collective, whatever it is. Honestly, he can't entirely remember what the man said.
What's the Gilded Collective?
Riley asks, almost as though she read his mind. Just a little group that I sometimes visit, Trixie says, crossing her arms. But what about it, Zade?
I need you to use those connections to talk to Elias Carnell.
Zade states,
Carnell.
lowering his head.
He wants to take over the Hunters Association. Wait, what?
Riley steps forward, and Lydia's eyebrows shoot up at the news.
What do you mean that this guy is going to take over the association? How is it even possible?
Zade hesitates.
I don't know. But he can.
Zade shuffles a couple of papers around on his desk, holding up one of them for all of you to see.
He sent me this letter today, informing me of his plans to remove my family's name from the association's official documentation. But then what happens to you?
He hesitates, his jaw tightening.
The Elsher family would lose their source of income from the continued efforts of the Hunters Guild, and eventually, I wouldn't have the finances to remain in Lavender Terrace. Well, he can't just take it, right? There has to be something that we can do. I told you what to do. Beatrix, I need you to talk to Elias.
What am I supposed to do, huh? Trixie puts her hands up.
Convince him not to take it.
What does this Elias guy have to do with the collective? He's the leader of the Gilded Collective, Trixie explains. You know, just because I visit the collective every now and then and know a couple of the merchants doesn't mean that I've gotten in with the guild leader.
I don't care.
Zade shakes his head, resting his face in his hands.
Do you think I would be turning to you if I had other options?
He sighs.
I don't know where else to turn, Trixie. Just, please, do this for me.
Trixie hesitates, staring at him for a moment before groaning. All right, fine. But don't get the wrong idea. I owe you a favor. So might as well pay up. You're lucky I was already in a charitable mood today.
Thank you. For the love of unity, come back to me with good news. And if we do, I told you already, Hunters, maybe I'll reconsider my decision from before. Nothing is guaranteed.
Well, then what are we waiting for? Let's go talk to this... what's his name again? Elias Carnell. Please don't say things like that in front of him. Just let me do the talking, alright?
Are you sure that's the best idea?
He doesn't know you people. You're probably nothing but commoners to someone like him. He's talking to me, we're on equal ground. Great, so he's that kind of rich. Just like the last guy. Rex, I swear if you start a fight with this one... Trixie frowns at you. Just chill and follow my lead, alright? Come on. Trixie motions for all of you to follow her. They begin to move out of the office entirely, although Rex pauses, casting a sympathetic and apologetic look to Zade as he slyly stashes Trixie's shopping bags on the floor. Just gonna leave those there. Alright, let's go. Book it. Whew. Alright!
We got into a fight?
Now we have to go find a, crap, what was his name?
Elias.
Where is Elias?
I do not know, but seems like your friend does.
Okay, now we walk over to Elias and, let Trixie talk. And then...
So I don't know where
We have a great plan.
Is that a good idea? Is that a good idea? Letting her do the talking? Is she, like, smart and good with people?
She is, rich?
Oh, we're doomed. Oh. You got the conversation, right? You realize what's at stake.
Yo, you saw this building, right? Like, it's a university, apparently.
Oh, wow. I mean, yeah, when I came in, I was kind of floored by how gorgeous... You're not gonna distract me! I'm stressed!
Okay, well, don't be stressed, just go with the flow. Wiley, go with the flow of things, okay? You're not gonna lose the guild. It's not gonna happen, alright? You've got the fixer on the case. who fixes everyone's problems. Yeah.
I watched you set a kitchen on fire.
Okay, well, there's no kitchens to set on fire this time.
Alright, fine. Fine.
Look, if it makes you feel better, I won't use the fire spell. Fine.
Yeah, well, I didn't think you were ever going to use it. You were going to use it?
Well, if the situation arose.
What situation would call for it?
I don't know, any situation.
Any? This was not a single situation in the first place.
Well, okay, there could be many situations. You literally don't know what to expect. We're going into here and we don't know what we're going into. Now, you said yourself you don't know. All right, you never know what could happen. Maybe there's like a rabid bear, and we're like, oh, we need to scare off the bear with fire.
There's a rabid bear in the house.
But you never know. We don't know what we're walking into.
We're doomed.
Trixie stands nervously at the entrance of the home. You both glance at one another, unsure of what will happen next. Lydia remains silent behind you all, her arms crossed. So... Are we gonna knock, or...? Yes, we're gonna knock. Just give me a second. I wasn't exactly planning on visiting this guy. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to say.
Oh, you mean you don't know already?
I mean, it feels a little abrupt to ask him to not take over the Hunters Association. Trixie glances back, throwing her arms up in the air. Hadn't really considered the straightforward approach.
Well, could you consider it?
No! Because that's not how these things work! Okay, let's just try to stay calm and not shout right outside his front door. Ugh. Trixie massages her temples. This is too much work. Can't one of you just do it for me?
You told us to let you do all of the talking.
I know, but this is really hard. I don't wanna.
Well, you have to! It's for the good of the entire guild, a guild that the city happens to seriously rely on.
And if you don't, you won't be able to pay off that favor. Alright, everyone just shut up! Trixie waves her hands around frantically, huffing as she turns back to the door. She takes a deep breath before lifting her arm and knocking on the door politely. There is silence. Eventually, a young man dressed as a butler opens the door. He chuckles.
Hello there. I see you finally decided to knock.
You heard all of that?
Quite a bit of it.
The butler states, opening the door wider for you all.
Please, come in. Master Carnell is just in the living room. He's eager to hear what you have to say, Miss Simmons.
Right? Mm-hmm. As he should be.
Right this way.
The butler nods.
Alright then. That was easy.
Whew. Yeah.
Now we just gotta talk to the...
Oh no, there's a kitchen.
Huh. You carefully step into the living room, glancing around the area curiously. A tall and lean young man sits peacefully in a cushioned chair, a cup of tea in his hands. He takes a sip of his drink, glancing over his shelves of books before turning to you, his eyes half closed, and he tilts his head at you, giving you a small smile.
Miss Simmons, to what do I owe the pleasure?
He asks in a soft and smooth voice. Good day, Mr. Carnell. Trixie greets him awkwardly, her voice quivering in response to the formalities.
Please. He waves his hand to a nearby couch. Have a seat. According to my butler, you have some important matters to discuss with me.
You could say that, Rex states casually before Trixie harshly jabs him with her elbow. She casts the man another smile. Excuse my companions. Yes, I do have something of importance to say.
Well?
The man raises an eyebrow, taking another sip of his drink.
It's about the Hunters Association.
Lily looks up, ignoring Trixie as she shoots her confused glances.
You are Elias Carnell, right? We just came here on behalf of Zabe Alcher.
The man, Elias, blinks at Lily's interjection.
I see, he murmurs, setting his tea in its respective plate to the side. So that's why you're here.
His eyes flick between each and every one of you.
I should have anticipated as much. You two,
He looks directly at Lily and Lydia.
have the title of Hunter practically written on your foreheads.
Uh, what is that supposed to mean?
I mean no offense. He chuckles. It's just the way you both seem to hold yourselves. Standing straight and at attention, I've noticed that such a trait is characteristic of your type. Yes, I will admit. It's quite the unfortunate happenstance that Mr. Elsher found himself in.
Unfortunate happenstance. Trixie tilts her head in confusion. Well, I'm lost. What are you talking about, dude?
Dude?
Elias glances over you all in confusion.
Oh, did he not tell you?
Tell us what?
Lightly asks, narrowing her eyes.
Tell us about how you want to take over the guild and steal his family's legacy?
You see Trixie's eyes go wide as saucers as she slowly turns back toward you. Ha! A bold accusation indeed! She speaks uncharacteristically. She's only joking.
Well, she's quite accurate for a joke. Indeed, I intend to take over the Hunters Association.
But you can't do that. That's Zade's territory.
Is it?
The man asks, leaning forward. The way he slowly lowers his head to look down his nose at all of you sends a shiver down your spines.
I believe we've got off on the wrong foot.
Wait,
Wait.
I believe that we got off on the wrong foot.
Please, Miss Simmons. Lice puts a hand up. I believe your companions require an explanation.
Maybe a couple, yeah?
Well then, allow me to give you the full story, shall I? As the leader of the Gilded Collective, I am above all else a businessman. Our mutual friend, Zade Elsher, came to me personally for some assistance.
What kind of assistance?
The financial kind, I'm afraid, the man states. Unfortunately, the funds necessary to maintain the Hunters Association became far greater than the funds he was receiving from the guild. It got to the point where Mr. Elsher found himself unable to pay for the guild. That's when he came to me for help.
Wait. So, doesn't that mean that you've been...
Indeed. Truly, I've been the noble funding the Hunters Association for quite some time. However, my name is not present on the guild's official documentation.
Then what about the letter you sent him today?
Given the amount I've had to spend to support that guild, I merely sent him an ultimatum. Either he repay the debts that he owes to me, or I will have to take ownership of the Hunters Association.
So Zade is actually broke?
Once perhaps, and I imagine it was quite a lot too. When you're putting in more than you're getting back, well, let's just say it was almost certainly a non-profit business strategy.
Elias nods, a strange glint appearing in his eye.
Of course, I plan on changing that.
Lily's gut twists as she looks at Elias. She quickly shakes her head and leans into her next plea.
Surely there's something that you can do. Can't you give him an extension?
I already have.
Elias narrows his eyes. So there's really nothing we can do?
In this circumstance, I'm afraid not.
He sighs briefly before standing up from his seat.
Now then, if that will be all...
Oh, wait! Trixie stands up as well, trying to stop him. There's gotta be something we can do for you, right? Come on, Zade's already had a rough time. We don't need to add debt to that.
The sum that I require to consider his debt repaid is more than your allowance provides, Miss Simmons. It would take a miracle from the kingdom itself.
Okay, there's no way it's that bad, right?
Well, I must applaud your efforts to assist your friend,
Elias states, smiling again.
It's quite heartwarming. However, I do have other matters to attend to, and your discussion did interrupt my tea time.
You're the one that let us in.
Elias' smile falters.
If you'd please make your way out, that would be lovely.
Hang on!
Winston, if you may escort them out. Of course, sir.
The butler from before enters the fray, beginning to shuffle you all out of the home entirely.
My apologies, but Master Cornell desires some peace and quiet. You'll have to leave.
Hey, man! We're not done talking, though!
Just please, wait a second. Come on. Hey!
That went poorly.
You think?
Maybe I should have used the fire spell.
No! No! What would you have used it on?
I don't know! Okay, my first thought was going to magic and I have an issue!
I don't think that was gonna get us out of it. Your friend is walking away.
Hmm? You begin to walk away from the home, hanging your head in defeat. Trixie groans, breaking the silence immediately. Ah, well, that went horribly. Lydia turns in Rex's direction.
Did you seriously call the leader of the Gilded Collective dude?
Let's just trying to act casual. Well, casual clearly didn't do it. Trixie snaps back at you with a sigh. What am I supposed to tell Zade now, huh? Then again, I don't know what he was expecting. I may visit the collective every now and then to meet with some merchants, but that doesn't mean I know how to persuade the leader of the guild to just drop some debt.
What did he even mean in saying the association isn't making enough money? You guys heard that too, right? Mr. Garnell mentioned how that feels, mentioned how the fees that Zade had to pay to keep the guild running were higher than the income he receives from it.
I'm gonna be honest, I got a little lost in financial talk. I can barely manage my own finances. There's a reason why Ellis just handles them for both of us. Seems to me like the association's underperforming. Trixie glances in Lily and Lydia's direction. Otherwise, Zade would have no problem funding the guild, but obviously the problem stems from him not receiving decent turnovers.
So it's the association's fault?
I don't know whose fault it is, Trixie shakes her head. All I know is that Zade is stuck in this big mess, and I'm supposed to somehow bail him out of it. I can't just abandon a favor. I'll be indebted to him for ages if I do. Trixie brings her hand to her chin. If only there was some way that we could pay off the debt for him. Or somehow get him a lot of money to live off of. You're literally the daughter of the bank owner. Can't you do it? I'm not wasting my money on someone else's debt.
But you'll waste it on clothes? Is there anyone else that we can find that could help?
Lily begins to pace.
If Zade loses the association, then that's practically like losing his heritage or something. Plus, who knows what will happen to the guild under new management? I'd hardly call Zade management. He's been fairly hands-off as long as I can remember.
Exact opposite of Elias. So maybe the guild would be better with him? We don't know.
Or it could be worse. That's not a risk I'm willing to take. Elias said that it would take a miracle from the kingdom itself. What if we try going to someone even bigger than Elias to settle this?
Oh, yeah? Like who? An Erwin official wouldn't bother to intervene in the financial drama of two nobles. It's none of their business, and it's hardly worth their time.
But if it includes the association that will be affected, wouldn't they want to interfere then?
Lily has a point. Hunters seem pretty important. Don't they help protect the city from monsters? Like, what Hawk was going to do with the mines?
Exactly. So, if the kingdom learns that this conflict could lead to a major change in how the hunters operate, wouldn't they want to step in?
That's still a stretch, Trixie states, crossing her arms. You're trying to suggest that the Kingdom of Erwin use its own funds to maintain the association under the Elsher name?
Yeah, why not?
Trixie contemplates her idea. It's not impossible to try and talk to the head of the Erwin treasury. That's still a crazy idea. You don't even know if it's going to work. The money in the treasury is directly connected to the King of Erwin himself. Who's to say that he'll approve of using it for something as mundane as an economic dispute? Okay, well, we'll just have to convince whoever's in charge. Good luck with that. The treasurer, Freya Ebenglow, is the most strict and savvy person I've ever met. Not to mention, she's a total knockout. She's kind of the best at her job.
Then I'm sure she'll understand where we're coming from.
Lily says optimistically. Or she'll entirely dismiss the idea. Are we not seeing the downsides here? We don't really have any other options, though. Max walks over to Trixie. Well, it's either we take this leap of faith or you stay indebted to Zade forever. Trixie glares at him. Who said you were allowed to use logic on me, huh?
Can you lead us to this Freya, Evanglow, Trixie, please?
Trixie glances between the two of you as you team up against her. She groans. Oh my god, it's fine! But I still don't think this is gonna work.
Well, we won't know until we try. Let's go.
Okie dokie.
I just got into this association. I don't want to see it fall to ruin on day one.
That's fair. Hey, and there is definitely some scare with the uncertainty. I didn't like the look in his eyes. When he talked about making it like a for-profit organization or something.
Yeah. I don't really know much about this place in terms of economics or finance, but you've been spending a lot of time with these nobles today. Do you think that one would be willing to help?
I don't know. I've only spent time with Trixie.
Oh. They can't all be like that.
I don't know. Oh, we here?
I guess so.
You all follow Trixie to a new home within Lavender Terrace. Again, you notice her hesitate in front of the door.
You're kidding.
Lily immediately stares at her, unimpressed. Okay, it's different this time! Trixie snaps a look back at Lily. I'm used to being the coolest person in the room, but with her around? She looks back at the door. Yeah, no way. Even I can admit defeat sometimes. Well, that's a first. Even more hesitantly than last time, Trixie knocks on the front door to the noble home. After a moment, you all hear a tired shuffling from within. Door eventually opens. Hello? A tired and indifferent voice calls out to you all.
Hi!
A young woman with pure white hair and light blue eyes answers the door, leaning against the frame with her arms crossed. Her attire is what surprises you the most, however. She has a simple shirt with a blue jacket hanging from her shoulders and a plaid patterned underpants. Or plaid patterned pants. Is she still in her pajamas? It's late afternoon! Good afternoon, Freya. Trixie stammers with a grin. Oh my god, you just look amazing today. You all give Trixie a strange look. Are we talking to the same, to the right person? The woman, Freya, yawns a bit at the door. Sorry, I'm still waking up, she explains as she rubs her eyes. She adjusts the glasses on her face before glancing over at you all. Who are you people, exactly? Come on! Do you remember me? I'm Beatrix Simmons, the banker's daughter. Freya leans forward, adjusting her glasses. Oh, right. Yeah, I think I've met you once or twice. She glances back at you. But what about the rest of you? Yo, I'm Rex. This is Lily, and this is... Rex stares at Lydia for a moment, snapping his fingers as he tries to remember her name.
Lydia.
Right, that's it! He grins, turning back to Freya. She pauses, her gaze focusing on Rex. It lingers for a long moment before she speaks. So you're Rex. I see. Have you heard about me? You could say that, she states casually.
I mean, you were just in the paper.
Lily nods to Rex. The young white-haired woman continues. So, why exactly are you all at my house? We're here to see you, Trixie says, although she begins to stumble over her next work. That is, if you have time for us, of course. I would hate for us to intrude on your work. Freya shrugs. I'm not doing much.
That's awesome! We could really use your help.
Lily points between her and Lydia as she speaks up.
Lydia and I are with the Hunters Association. Recently, we learned that the original person who was supposed to fund the guild fell into debt with a different noble. Now that new noble wants to take over the association.
And? Freya raises an eyebrow.
Well, you're supposedly someone who works with the kingdom's money, right?
Freya pushes her glasses up her nose.
You could say that. But what does that have to do with this?
If a new guy takes control of the guild, then it's possible it won't work the same way as it does now. So, isn't it in the city's best interest to keep things the way it is right now? Freya slowly shakes her head.
It's within the city's best interests to fund and maintain its primary line of defense. But that has never been the Hunters Association.
But what do you mean? Hunters go out there every day and risk their lives.
And so do the members of the Aegean Vanguard.
She states while pushing her shoulders back and lifting her chin.
Why would the kingdom need to waste money taking the noble benefactor of a guild out of debt, when it already has a competent military to protect it?
You need hunters too, though.
Lightly disputes.
The Aegean Vanguard can't leave the city and go out and help random people in towns like Belthram.
However, the Vanguard is trained to respond the moment the kingdom is threatened, and the Vanguard is responsible for a vast majority of the patrols that occur outside the city's walls. So, really, what's the point of the association that makes it special?
It just is. It's a necessary piece of heroin.
I don't think you understand the point I'm trying to make, Hunter.
Freya's tone shifts.
I'm asking you to prove why you deserve to exist.
You shiver, almost as if the air around you just plummeted to frigid temperatures. The woman's icy gaze seems to melt into your core, almost as if she's scanning the very thoughts forming behind your eyes. She exudes an air of superiority and confidence, so much so that it doesn't even matter that she's dressed in her pajamas. You're intimidated.
Come again? Rix blinks hesitantly. Prove to me that the hunters are a necessary part of Erewhon, she repeats. If you manage to do that, then I will spare some of the Treasury's funds to assist the Hunters Association. Just this once, anyway. I'll remove the debt, but I will not sanction an unofficial branch of our military.
How do we prove it?
Freya brings her hand to her chin.
I think I'll give you a test. If you manage to pass, then consider the debt paid for. If not, then I'll let the Aegean Vanguard handle things, and I will stay out of the association's business.
What's this test exactly? Trixie asks nervously. This isn't another favor, right?
No, she answers simply.
Then what is it? Freya points up the path toward the greenhouse.
Next to the greenhouse, there is a trail through the mountains that leads into Waterside Grove. On that trail is a rather hideous monster.
How do you know that?
It attacked me on my way back from the astronomy tower.
Freya shrugs casually.
What? And you didn't tell anyone?
I wanted to take a nap.
She states as though it were obvious or reasonable.
I figured that someone else would report it, and the Vanguard would handle it. However, if the guards haven't already handled it, then I want you to do it for them. If you can defeat that creature and come back to me in one piece, then I'll concede that hunters are a necessary part of the city, and help you.
Awesome! That shouldn't be a problem. You can count on us!
Hopefully, yes, Freya nods. Otherwise, if you fail, there will still be a monster at large that needs to be stopped. And your guild will be resigned to its fate.
Don't worry. I've got experience taking out big monsters. Let's move out, guys! We can do this!
Okay, sure. That is a big axe.
Yeah, she's a hunter!
Huh. I didn't know they came that big.
I didn't either until today.
Oh.
But I think that axe will help carry us to victory.
Uh-huh.
Hopefully.
I see.
And you know what? I think you can even use that fire spell of yours. I mean, if it's a monster we're dealing with, I think that's a situation that calls for something
Well,
like
last
that.
time it didn't help.
But this isn't last time. This is this time. And this time probably calls for anything you can possibly do under the sun. Also, Also, who takes a nap after getting attacked?
Her, I guess.
Is that
Who
normal?
sleeps that late?
Good point.
And then takes a nap?
You're telling me. I agree.
Whoa, we're going into the mountains here.
I've never been this path, but I live in Waterside.
Huh. I guess because we've never really been to this district. What was it called again? Lavender Terrace?
Yeah. It's a nice name. There are lavenders.
And I guess it is a terrace. It's kind of above most of the other areas in the city.
I guess the name makes... You see something, Lydia?
They're monsters too.
Up ahead. Get down!
Lydia hisses at you all suddenly. In an instant, you lower yourselves to your knees, looking around in confusion.
Did you see something, Lydia?
Lydia opens her mouth to say something before pausing, and instead just nods towards the violet tree. You follow her gaze. Oh my god, what is that? Trixie exclaims in alarm. Lydia puts a finger to Trixie's lips to silence her. You all find yourself staring at a large creature, its pure white color contrasting to the natural landscape surrounding it. Snow and ice creep out from under its footsteps, and the air around it glimmers with flakes or frost. Well, that's new.
She really wasn't kidding when she said something was up here.
Lily says.
How is a monster like that this close to the city? Shouldn't the Aegean Vanguard have been able to take care of it?
Obviously not. Trixie stares at it in horror. What do we do? Get rid of it ourselves. That's what Freya wanted, right?
Do we have a plan?
Lydia asks, glancing at you both. Not really.
I mean, we've worked well in the past without one.
Yeah, I know, right?
So you're not going to strategize?
Lydia blinks in confusion. Nope! We're just gonna take it out! Let's do this, Lily! Rex rushes towards the monster. Are you crazy?
Maybe a little, but that's what makes us fun, right?
Let's go!
Woohoo! Pull out those spells!
Here!
Oh! It just duplicated?
What?
Oh, you look frozen!
I feel frozen! Did it duplicate?
Hey, I don't know, but there's two of them now.
Huh.
It's okay,
Okay.
we can deal with this.
Sure.
I got this right one.
Sure, I got, well, I don't know what perspective we're talking about anymore.
All right, okay, one down.
Well, we broke one of them. Now we just gotta keep,
Okay, this one looks a little bit more
It's
difficult.
very cold. Very, very cold. I feel
yeah.
frosty. Oh, I see what you mean. You look frosty, too.
Oh, I do?
Alright, that's
One.
fine. We're doing great so far.
Oh, feeling
hey.
frosty.
Dang, it doesn't matter how much ice I knock off this thing. It's like it's getting more. It's not even winter.
I don't know, Oh, nice.
Come on.
I don't know if this thing is going down so easily. Oh,
You all rush around the creature like headless chickens, jumping out of the way of its attacks and ducking under its icy claws. Okay, this isn't as easy as the last monster.
it was never easy. You just weren't fighting the last one yourself.
Yeah, well, there's no magic crane to fix the problem this time either, so it's harder.
Magic crane?
Oh, what do we do?
Well, I know that he said no more fire spell last time, but now may actually be the time for it.
Are you sure?
Hang on, fire spell? Just hold on a minute.
All right, here it goes. Rex grins, rushing back into the fray with his fire spell ready.
Oh.
Come on! Melt! 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 It's not melting!
I don't know why.
I am literally cooking this
fire.
thing! Fire! Fire!
I feel like
fire!
it should be melting.
Fire!
Oh,
Fire!
you're putting it on fire.
Ah! Hold on! Water spell! Bang! There you go! That helped, and now I'm colder!
I am frozen. Oh no! Oh no! Get it off of me! Oh.
Okay.
Ooh, frozen.
Very
Frozen
cold.
solid.
Very cold. Why isn't this working? Rex exclaims, looking at his fire spell. It's like this thing won't melt!
You know, in hindsight, we probably could have guessed that it wouldn't. These aren't exactly snowy mountains, and yet this thing is still made of ice. Exactly!
Lydia states, gritting her teeth.
Do you have any more spells? You made another one, right?
Well, just a water spell? I don't know how that will work. Rex equips his water spell. I made it to extinguish fires.
Maybe you can combine the fire and water spell to make it like boiling water? What?
Well, that's not how it works. Rex furrows his brow.
Okay, then we can just go back to the fire spell. That's it!
Lydia suddenly shouts.
I've had enough of this!
She slams her axe into the ground defiantly, crossing her arms in the middle of the battle and looking between the both of you. Even the monster seems surprised at her outburst, as it skids to a halt and whimpers at her shouting.
Lydia? No!
She shakes her head.
No, I've been quiet all day because I didn't know I didn't want to say anything or make a bad first impression, but I can't do it anymore, alright? We're out here in the middle of nowhere fighting an ice monster for an unprofessional treasurer because our benefactor can't be responsible with his own money? And for some reason this brat is still with us!
Hey, I am not!
And then there's you!
She motions to Rex.
The fixer of heroin or whatever! But you don't know what you're doing! You have 2 spells that you're trying to use against a magic construct, so how are you gonna hurt it with a weaker magic, huh?
She throws her hands up in disbelief.
And do you call everyone dude? Would you call the king of heroin dude? Do you even know how to read a room?
Hey, man!
And you!
Lydia turns to Lily.
You think you're better than Dell, but I can beat you with both hands tied behind my back. Trust me, do you think if anyone could beat Dell, they wouldn't have already? I tried, and it sucked. So what's a hotshot like you gonna do, huh? You weren't even prepared to take on a snow golem!
Lydia presses her hands together and slowly opens them as if she were miming a book.
You have these ideas on how things should be, but not a single clue on how to pull it off. Do you think the solution is just hitting your problems until they sort themselves out? Lydia, where is all of this coming? No! We're listening to me this time!
Lydia begins kicking rocks and pacing around, stomping the dirt as she throws her tantrum.
This is ridiculous! What have we even done today? I can't keep track of all the dumb hoops we had to jump through when our only job was to get money to pay for the guild. That's it! And somehow, that led us to fighting an ice monster. I have never had a day with as many unexpectedly complex turns as this one.
She huffs.
So now, to win, we're gonna use my plan. Lily, Rex, that golem is regenerating itself. Do you see that? That's why it looks like you aren't damaging it. It's drawing magic from somewhere and fixing itself. So why don't you just target one part of it and break it faster so that it can not repair? Like the legs or something. Then I'll finish it off. Right. Okay.
Sure. All right.
Let's go for the legs.
Legs.
Legs. Oh, cold.
Legs.
Okay. Get the legs. Ah.
That looks
so
pretty
cold.
legged up to me.
I think it's looking legged up too.
Oh.
Wow. Guess that's the work of a real hunter.
Huh. And then it just shatters. I see.
Huh, ice.
Lydia huffs, letting the blade of her axe bury into the ground as she attempts to catch her breath. She looks back at the two of you as the creature falls, turning into nothing but clumps of snow and ice that rapidly melt in the warm air.
That's how it's done. Whew.
She wipes her brow, panting a bit.
Are you okay? Actually, yeah.
She nods.
Felt nice to get all that off of my chest, you know?
You pause, tilting your head as you look up into her eyes. You both notice how bright they seem now.
So, you were just staying quiet all day because you didn't want to make a bad first impression or something?
She sighs.
I mean, it's not every day that someone new joins Dell's squad, especially not someone with
She looks back at Lily, cutting off her sentence and clearing her throat.
with your resume. Hawk seemed impressed with you, and Dell didn't like you the moment you walked the door. I wanted to know why. So you weren't necessarily just introverted. That's a big word. I don't really know what that means.
She admits, swinging her axe over her shoulder. She attempts to put her other arm up to rest on the axe too, but suddenly winces and pulls away.
Ow! Are you okay? Oh, yeah, I'm good. Just cut myself.
She notices, looking over at her heavily bandaged arms and wincing.
Don't worry, this happens all the time.
I don't think it's supposed to. So, are we done here? Trixie calls out to you guys, sneaking out from her previous hiding spot behind a tree. It's not gonna come back to life, right? Lydia pauses, seemingly considering the possibility. She walks over to a melting clump of snow before kicking it. It flies through the air before hitting the ground again unceremoniously.
No, I think we're good.
Lydia nods, concluding her thorough investigation.
Let's just go and tell Freya the good news.
All right.
Ah.
Another W for Rex. Let's go.
I feel like that was a W for Lydia.
We played a part.
You're right, we did.
We broke some legs.
Maybe we don't brag about that.
Yeah.
It's probably a concerning thing to brag to people not in the know, too.
You know, I may have just got screamed at, but that one felt good.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, watching a hunter do what a hunter does makes me excited to see what I can one day do.
Yeah, I'm never gonna lift one of those axes. Definitely not. It's just not gonna happen. That thing looks like a 2-ton weight.
I mean, I use a little dagger.
I have a cool sword that I really was bad at swinging at first, and then I had to have a friend show me how to use it.
Huh. That's cool.
I'm still not the greatest with it, but I know how you're supposed to hold it. And I know how you
have more
swing
faith.
it. It's like a tennis, you know, it's like a forehand and a backhand.
Well, I think you should have more faith in yourself. It's still better than a lot of people.
I guess, yeah. And it's not every day you get the chance to, like, have a pirate teach you how they swing a sword, you know?
Oh, a pirate.
Yeah, I told you
Cool.
before, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I still think that's pretty cool.
Over here.
Huh.
Hey!
Hi.
You all return to Freya's home to find her waiting outside for you, still in her pajamas. She yawns, stretching her arms up and behind her head, leaning backward. As you walk up, you give her a confident grin. Guess who totally defeated that monster? These hunters are right here! Rex pauses. And by hunters, I mean those two, because I'm not a hunter. I'm just here to help out. Freya hums, glancing over your group. So, you actually managed to defeat it. Color me impressed. Wait, really? You're impressed with us? Trixie's eyes glitter at this statement.
You didn't even do anything!
Well, a deal's a deal. I'll write up some document ensuring the Hunters Association is maintained under the Elsher family by paying off their debt. You've certainly proved your point, and you hunters have done more than enough to earn your place. She looks up, checking where the sun is in the sky. Took you long enough? Well, then what should we do with the Carnell guy? Elias Carnell? Freya asks. Yep, he was the one who was trying to buy back the guild from Zade. I guess I'll talk to him. After all, if I'm going to ask the kingdom to pay for the debts owed to the Carnell family, I'll need an exact estimate of the coin necessary.
We can take you to him if you want. He should still be home.
But that's fine, I suppose. She stretches. Let's just make this quick. This is already going to be quite a long and strenuous process. I'd rather just complete our business as quickly as possible so I can continue my afternoon nap. It's like almost evening. Perfect time to be in bed? Well, are you leading me or not? Right, I can lead the way. Trixie immediately volunteers. Follow me, everyone. Okay. Where did Trixie go?
That is a very good question.
And we're gonna follow her. She was so eager, she just...
Oh, I think Lydia's following her.
Oh, okay. Lydia, this can sniff out the trail.
Absolutely.
Like a bloodhound, you know?
For sure.
And now she's lost.
Oh. Okay. Well, it was a good try.
And now we're going the other way.
Oh, there's Trixie.
Oh, there's Trixie.
Good effort, Lydia. Good effort.
Lydia picked a direction and it was the wrong direction.
That's okay. I think she was trying to go back to Zade's house.
Yeah, Lydia had two choices and it was the wrong one, and I could not relate more. Alrighty. Oh yeah, I remember. His house is the one right there. Right there.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
all the way around.
Yeah.
We have to go left and then we go over and then there.
It's pretty.
You should check out the greenhouse sometime. It's actually really, 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 really pretty.
Is it this building?
Yeah.
I asked because the greenery through the windows. I'll think on it.
You walk over to Elias's home once more, this time with Freya behind you. To your surprise, you find Elias standing outside with an older man in professional garments. The older man passes him something. A package? Elias nods, handing the package off to his butler, Winston, before smiling at the older man. Right on schedule? Thank you for your cooperation with the collective, he states. Of course, Mr. Carnell, the older man states. I look forward to our future cooperation. Indeed. I wish you all the best of luck with your business. Just as you walk up to the door, the older man leaves, giving you all a respectful nod as he departs. Winston notices you first, frowning in your direction. Master Carnell. Yes, Winston, what is... Elias glances in your direction, noticing you as well. He blinks for a moment, but clears his throat and puts on a gentle smile. Good day, everyone. He greets you. I can't say I expected to see you all again.
We found someone who can help with the debt.
You... have... He pauses, glancing over your party. Eventually his gaze falls on the indifferent face of Freya. Miss Ebonglow, to what do I owe the pleasure? Let's get straight to business, shall we? Freya states, walking forward. This group has informed me of your plans to take over the Hunters Association? That's correct. For some time, it's been my money that has paid for the association's funding. Therefore, I believe it's only fair. I'm going to continue giving monetary compensation to the Hunters. If I'm going to continue giving monetary compensation to the Hunters, I'd prefer that my name appear on any official documentation, rather than the current Elsher name.
That's kind of mean, don't you think?
That's just business, I'm afraid. Mr. Elsher came to me for assistance, and I believe I've been more than helpful given his current financial struggles. But I cannot continue being a silent benefactor. Then allow me to alleviate you of this responsibility, Freya states. The treasury of the Erewhon Kingdom would like to completely pay off the debt owed to you by the current benefactor of the association. What? Elias blinks in surprise, pausing.
She said that she'll use the kingdom's money to pay for the guild, meaning you can't take it over.
That she did, Elias states, clearing his throat. I was unaware that the Hunters Association was under the kingdom's jurisdiction. Traditionally, it's not. But at this moment in time, it is beneficial to the kingdom to ensure that its existence remains intact.
And will I assume that the kingdom will also be funding the guild in the future?
She shakes her head.
That responsibility will still fall on the Elsher family. This payment is strictly to remove the burden of debt from the guild and allow it to continue just as it is. I see. Then it appears I will not be taking control of the association. Yet. That's just business, I'm afraid.
Freya uses his own words against him. He chuckles at her statement.
Indeed it is. Would you like to come in, Miss Ebonglow? It seems you have much to discuss regarding your total due, correct?
That's right, Freya nods, striding forward. I'd like any receipts of your payment to the associations that you have to calculate your total myself as well.
Of course. I can provide you with all of that.
Freya and Elias walk inside, and Winston shuts the door behind them. You all glance at one another, grins slowly creeping onto your faces.
Heck yeah, we did it! A mission accomplished!
God, that was so difficult.
But it's finally sorted out.
Lydia puts her hands on her hips.
Somehow. I still have no idea how. Let's go and give Zade the good news. I think he'll really appreciate it.
All right. Still seems dicey, I guess. And it just helps him get out of the hole, right? Doesn't necessarily mean he stays out of it.
Yeah. I'm a part of the guild now.
That's true.
I don't really know what I can do, but...
I'll still mark this down as another win in Rex's books.
And you got to use your fire. I mean, it didn't exactly help, but it didn't hurt either.
Yeah. And it said the situation called for taking an ice pick to its shins. Just whacking at them, knocking off chunks of ice until they just like a tree, except it's ice. It's like an ice cube.
Huh. Yeah. What a weird way of putting it, but
Yeah.
not wrong.
It was an oversized ice cube, and we broke it up.
Into little icy pieces.
That hopefully won't regenerate. It was melting. There's no way it's coming back.
Well, at least we can share the good news, and that solves all the issues with the hunters.
Mm-hmm. And a nice little bow on today's head.
Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah.
You all walk back into Zade's study, where you find him right where you left him. His head is in his hands and his elbows rest on the tabletop. As you all enter, he looks past his fingers at you, quickly trying to adjust his posture to hide his previous broken state.
You're back, Beatrix.
He states, looking toward Trixie first.
What did Elias say?
Well, he said a lot, but we do have good news.
You're not in debt anymore! Huh?
He responds, not really listening to your statement. However, the moment he realizes what you said, he straightens up.
Wait, what? How did you even know about that?
Please. You really didn't expect Elias to tell us everything? Zade pauses, blushing slightly in embarrassment at the thought. He crosses his arms and looks away. Hey man, finances are tough. I get it.
Spare me.
He groans, glancing back at you all.
How did you even manage it, though? Long story short,
Lily
we
explains.
found...
Sorry.
No, it's okay, it's my bad. We found someone else that can help. The kingdom's treasury will pay off the debt so that the guild can remain in your name.
Zade hesitates.
So, the Elsher name still possesses ownership of the association? That's right! Now you can fund the guild just like before without worrying about the gilded collective.
He takes a moment to consider your answer. His jaw tightens.
No. What the heck do you mean, no?
Lydia narrows her eyes.
Do you have any idea how hard it was to work out your money problems for you? And I appreciate the assistance, but I know for a fact that you wouldn't have done it if I hadn't asked Beatrix for a favor.
I mean, you don't know that.
I had to dangle the incentive of funding in front of your noses for you to even remotely care about my struggle.
He grits his teeth.
At the end of the day, all of you hunters are the same. But you said if we did this for you, that you would fund the guild. I said maybe I would fund the guild. That I would consider changing my mind. But my answer is the same. Go back to Lysander Hawk. Now that I'm out of debt, I can finally be done with your guild entirely. But that is not fair! Please, Zade, get out of my study. We have nothing else to talk about.
Jeez. Don't even want to say thank you? I worked really hard to get you out of the hole, you know.
You owed me. It would have been less convenient to be in my debt. After all these years, you've never changed either, Beatrix.
Same old Zade, I guess. Trixie frowns, crossing her arms. Come on, Rex. We're done here. Let's go. Yeah.
What about the association?
Obviously, it's not his problem anymore. Trixie shrugs her shoulders. I'm sure your guild leader will figure something out, but it's getting late and I'm tired. Rex, grab those shopping bags. I don't want him keeping all the stuff I bought. Come on, Laylee. Let's just go, okay?
Oh.
Hey.
Hey.
I'm really sorry about that.
We went through all of those hoops, back and forth, trying to get everything done and help everyone out, and we even cleared his debt, and he still won't help?
Oh, you'll figure something out, I'm sure. I mean, you always do, right?
Yeah.
Good luck, okay? I'm rooting for you.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
I'll see you around, okay?
All right. Bye.
Dang. That sucks for her. Wish there was more I could have done to help, but guess that was it. I mean, in a way, it was still a productive day. We got a lot done. I mean, she might be in a better position than she started off with, but nah, she'll be okay. She always figures it out. She'll figure it out again. I'm sure of it. It's getting pretty late. Sun's starting to set. Weird ice monster. I guess there's a bunch, like a wide variety of creatures. Wonder how it got in the city. Yeah, I don't know anything about this world. I'm not gonna try to make theories. Man, I spaced so hard, I'm barely even paying attention to where we're going. We left the Lavender Terrace. Oh, I guess we're heading back towards the bank. Yeah, it's right over here. Alrighty. Hopefully that's it. I hope that's it. Yo. You and Trixie walk to the bank calmly. She hops up the steps, sighing in relief. Well, that sure was a long day. I'm exhausted. Who knew that paying back all those favors would be so hard? Hey, I'm the one who did most of the work, though. Don't complain. She sticks her tongue out at you. You were paid to do it. I'm not getting anything out of those favors except for self-satisfaction. She stretches her arms across her chest. Yeah, so, about getting paid? You glance back up at her. Were all those favors you wanted me to do for you? Was that it? It's getting pretty late. Yeah, I guess that'll have to do for now. She shrugs. You hand the shopping bags back to her before she begins to reach into the pockets of her jacket. Let's see.
Beatrix, I see you've returned.
A deep voice sounds from the entrance to the bank. Huh? You and Trixie both look back toward the bank as two men would descend down the steps. One of them you recognize as Deacon, but the other's entirely unfamiliar. He's rather tall and wears a noble and beautiful clothing. He has longer blonde hair and a carefully shaped beard. Dad? Trixie exclaims, quickly trying to hide the shopping bags behind her. She steps in front of you, trying to hide you as well. What are you doing here? Wait, that's your dad?
Deacon told me you'd hired someone to do all of your favors for you. Is that right?
He tilts his head. Trixie shoots a glare at Deacon. You snitch! Deacon shrugs.
Your father just happened to stop by the bank and visit. What was I going to do, lie to him about your activities?
Well, duh! It's nice to meet you. I'm Rex.
I've heard of you. The man nods. Your name's quite the well-known one, even in Lavender Terrace. It's nice to meet you, Rex.
The man motions to himself.
My name is Catelyn Simmons. I must apologize for the day you've had. I hope my daughter didn't give you too much trouble.
Dad! Trixie snaps in embarrassment.
She can certainly be a handful. Not to mention unreliable, Deacon mutters.
I mean, it's been okay. We're just paying back a couple of debts, I guess.
Oh?
Gatlin glances at Trixie.
You finally paid back all those people you borrowed money from.
Wait, what?
She didn't even tell you about that? Deacon raises an eyebrow. What exactly did you tell him, Trixie?
It didn't matter! Stop spilling my secrets! She huffs, stomping her foot like a child having a temper tantrum.
You see, my daughter found herself indebted to numerous people over the years. I tried to teach her better spending habits by decreasing her allowance.
That wasn't a decrease, that was a total cutoff! Trixie retorts. And so really, all those favors we did were because you owed money to everyone?
She had to get it from somewhere. She had to get it from somewhere after Mr. Simmons stopped giving her money.
Deacon crosses his arms.
I don't know how she managed to convince everyone to indulge in her habits, let alone me.
You all suck! I want to go home! You're embarrassing me!
It's getting late. I was waiting here all day for you to take you home myself. I think we need to have another talk about what you choose to do with your money.
No. What about me? I'm still getting paid, right? Ugh, Trixie groans, reaching into her pockets. Obviously, I'm not that unreliable.
That's a first.
Can you shut up? However, she pauses as she pats herself down, her face immediately turning pale. She glances back at you slowly. So, funny thing about paying you. Man, what the heck? It's not my fault! I said to buy everything in that boutique. I didn't think I would lose all of it that fast!
Oh, Beatrix.
Gatlin shakes his head, walking forward and reaching into his pocket.
Here, Rex. For all the trouble.
He hands you a hefty pouch of glittering coins. Your eyes widen.
Hey, thanks!
Dad, you didn't have to.
Of course I did. What? Were you going to send him on his way without paying him? You know better. Now then,
Gatlin straightens his back.
it's getting late. It's about time we all headed home.
Hey, thanks again. Have a good night, all of you.
A nice guy. You as well, Rex.
Maybe I'll hire you again sometime. Trixie waves at you.
Don't count on it.
Would you get off my back? You know, honestly, I kind of expected a bunch of bankers, I guess, to be greedy or something, but they all seem pretty down to earth. Compared to a lot of other people I've met, I guess. Dude totally paid me out. That was awesome. Nice guy. Oh no. It was definitely one of the days of all time. I met a lot of new people. Some of them seemed interesting. Some of them were... I don't know. That blonde jerk. Everyone doesn't know me. I'm not that big of a deal. Even though the banker just recognized me. And that treasurer. No, it's... So what if they recognize me, huh? What if I'm a little bit more well-known than I expected? What's wrong with that? Nothing's wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with people knowing me. Stupid jerk. Stupid words. Stupid... You walk through the square, looking over the coins that you gained from your adventure into Lavender Terrace. However, you hesitate as you begin to flick one of the coins up through the air. Trixie and her father learned who you were in the paper. Even a treasurer like Freya knew who you were. Your name ended up spreading to a lot of different people in a short period of time. You consider your other encounters again. Ambrosia, Penelope, Lily and Carly Mercer, Solus, Somber. The silver-eyed dread, a traveler, the guy who fell from the sky, an aggressive voice repeats in your mind. Your jaw tightens. Are you really that well known throughout the city? Is that guy in the greenhouse right? Footsteps sound in front of you, and you glance up. Vincent's familiar face smirks at you from the empty square. So you're only now realizing it, he asks, putting his hands on his hips. You made quite the impact on Erwin. And for what? You grit your teeth. Yeah? Why does that matter? You're so oblivious to your own self-proclaimed fame, you can't even see the hypocrisy of it all. You like to make yourself out as this helping hand, but what are you really? Are you just selfish? Lucky? Or are you just bored? What are you even doing here? I'm teaching you a valuable lesson. He stands, shrugging his shoulders. His form doesn't seem right. Maybe you should get off your high horse and wake up, Dread. You say that I'm the one who needs attention, but what about you? You literally told me you were Prince and that you're jealous of me. You're the one pretending to be a good guy, he states. You couldn't even look me in the eyes and tell me that I was wrong about you. At the end of the day, you're just another face on the street. Only now, you think that if you do enough, people will start telling you otherwise. The figure tilts his head. Tell me something. If you were such a great guy,
Then why don't you go out of your way to help people more often? Why do you need the promise of money or praise for your work? Because you like feeling significant? You like having a purpose? You like when people rely on you and need you? Vincent grins, leaning forward. It's not about helping people for you. It's about self-gratification. And if that's the case, then is it really a good deed at all? Leave me alone, man! You storm past the figure in Vincent's form, but it grabs you by the arm, keeping you from leaving. What? You'd rather run from your problems than face them head on? You're pathetic. Some fixer you are. Shut up! You snap your head back at it, taking out your sword. There we go, the figure says with a grin. That's more like it. There's no one around to interrupt this time. He draws his own rapier. On guard! What? Bring it! What? What the heck? What? You can't keep blocking my attacks all day. All right, I got moves too. I dare. Ow, 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 ow. Yeah, I know how to swing a sword. Knock it off. Okay. Come on then. Bring it. What? Okay. Bring it on. What? Really are some hotshot. How about you prove it? Get out of my way. Why are you so tough? Just go down. Crap. How do I even hit this guy? He's blocking all of my attacks. Come on. Go down. I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna beat you. Yeah, come on. I'm gonna beat you. Stupid idiot. You jump away from the figure, panting a bit. You hold up your sword, determination glinting in your eyes. He's just some jerk. He doesn't know you. Doesn't matter what he says, he's wrong. Rex? You think you're so tough? I'll smack that grin off your face! Sure you will, the figure scoffs. Rex, you can't even be honest with yourself about what you are. What makes you think you can defeat me, I'll prove you wrong. Rex! You jolt up, intaking a sharp breath and looking around toward the voice. Suddenly, all sounds return to your ears, and you're overwhelmed by the crowds of Erwin once more. You look around in confusion, before you pause to stare at Ellis, who stands directly in front of you, with her hands on your shoulders. Whoa, why are you so sweaty, dude? Ellis? Well, I was with that before. You were totally spacing out. Super weird. She narrows her eyes. You good? Yeah, I'm okay. All right, if you say so. She hops to your side. Where have you been all day? I thought you just had another magic class to go to earlier. It's a really long story. I do have some good news, though. You begin to walk toward the inn calmly, explaining to Ellis what happened and showing her the pouch of coins. However, a part of you feels uneasy, and a shiver goes down your spine. What just happened?
I can't deny it, I can't just fake it.